I know who killed me.
Whoa, whoa. Welcome back to Remembering the Razzies.
Hello.
We watched I Know Who Killed Me today.
It's a mystery thriller.
Yeah, starring Lindsay Lohan. So this movie is about a girl named Aubrey who goes missing. She's later discovered, but she's telling everyone that she's not Aubrey. She is in fact Dakota.
Well, I didn't grow up in New Salem. I grew up in the real world.
Bitches.
The whole movie revolves around, is this really Aubrey? Is she telling the truth? Is she actually Dakota and Aubrey is still missing?
I legit thought it was Aubrey. I was like, oh, she's just making shit up in her head.
But then it's revealed that the mom had a baby, the baby died, and then the dad was like, well shit, I don't want her to know that our baby died. Let's go buy a baby off this crack addict in the hospital, I guess.
And she happened to have twins.
Yeah, so the dad bought one of the twins, and that was Aubrey. And Dakota is Aubrey's twin sister, who, by some magical twin telepathy thing, also got tortured separately. I don't know how to explain this right. Let's say Jacob and I are twins.
Yeah.
Ready?
I can't see. Ow. That kind of felt a little good.
Come on. So when Aubrey is in the torture chamber, getting like dry ice on her hand, burning her hand, getting her fingers cut off, Dakota, the erotic dancer, just has a finger fall off. Her hand gets all fucked up. So then everybody thinks she's Aubrey because it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, it is kind of confusing. The rules in this universe are fairly removed from actual reality.
Yeah.
So you kind of just have to go along with whatever they say is real.
The whole twin thing is never like hinted at or alluded to, so that just comes out of left field.
It really does.
Same with the killer. The killer is introduced in the beginning as a piano teacher in just one throwaway scene. The whole first 15-30 minutes of this movie feels like just random scenes that they kind of stitch together.
Yeah.
So the piano, I guess that was a good like lead off.
Yeah,
the piano scene
they
felt
hide
like a
it pretty
throwaway
well.
scene.
Yeah.
They also fake you out with a boyfriend who's kind of gross and clingy.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this random dude with a scorpion tattooed on his chest.
Yeah, it kind of like works for the family as like a gardener. They never come back to
They
him.
never come back to him.
Not even as like a red herring type thing where they're like, oh, what if it was the gardener?
Yeah.
They just forget about him.
It's just a throwaway scene.
It was an odd solution. You also never like really find out the motivation behind the serial killer, because he is a serial killer. He's killed one other person, and now he's killing her in the same way. Is it just because he doesn't like how they play piano?
No, it's because they quit piano. Aubrey quits piano at the beginning of the movie, and he's like, if you don't want to use your right arm and your right leg to play piano, then I'm gonna take those from you.
I guess it's just
it's odd.
Yeah, once you get into like the solution, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah. But the hook is great.
Yeah, like starting out, I was like, this is pretty good.
This movie is just kind of a weird mix of other Lindsay Lohan movies. Like The Parent Trap, where it's, oh, I have a twin sister that I never knew about. Or Freaky Friday, where, oh, I'm switching bodies, personalities and bodies with the person that I've never met. Or
Herbie Fully Loaded.
Yeah, because there's a car in the movie.
Yeah, there's a couple cars.
Yeah, this movie's crazy.
Yeah.
I'd recommend, well, I'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to it later. What was it nominated for? What did it win? Where are we? I'm in a blackout.
This was nominated for 9 awards.
Sheesh. I don't think anything could beat getting nominated for 9 awards.
Well, it won 8. This is this took the record of Battlefield Earth and Showgirls as the most wins for a movie for the Razzies.
Damn.
This won Worst Excuse for a Horror Movie, Worst Screenplay, Worst Remake or Ripoff, Worst Screen Couple, Worst Actress twice for Lindsay Lohan, Worst Director, and Worst Picture. Let's start with Worst Excuse for a Horror Movie. This is an award that I don't think exists and I haven't seen yet.
No, I think they made this special for this year.
For this year?
I would agree in that, like, this isn't a very scary movie.
No, it's definitely more of a thriller.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, this is a terrible example, but it's more like Seven. There are, like, horrific things happening, but they're not meant to make me scared. It's meant to make the character scared. I'm more intrigued by the mystery. That's a weird award.
I know.
Like,
Sorry.
I guess excuse for a horror movie. If this was heavily marketed as like, oh, this is like the next Saw, then yeah, this isn't a good horror movie.
Speaking of Saw, this was nominated for worst remake or ripoff of movies like Hostel, Saw, and The Patty Duke Show.
What the fuck is the Patty Duke Show?
I have no idea.
Well, the girls are physically identical. Their attitudes are opposite. Okay, so sure. Just say Parent Trap.
Yeah, honestly.
So
this is like Parent Trap meets Saw.
I guess it's not even. There is some body horror.
Yeah,
for sure. That's not really the point of the movie, so I wouldn't really classify this as ripping off Saw.
Yeah,
because Saw is very specific in like its horror
it's
style.
It's just a gore movie.
This has like a tiny bit of it in the beginning, but for the most part, it's, if anything, it's more like surrealist horror. I would disagree. That seems like another, like, they kind of just made this up. They wanted to throw more awards on.
Yeah. Worst screen couple for Lindsay Lohan and Lindsay Lohan.
That's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. I do like that. Even though they're never on screen together, but, well, no, they are at the end.
Yeah, they don't really interact, though.
Yeah. Worst screenplay. I was into it until the end.
Yeah, they kind of botched it. There's also some of the thing where they have like some really weird lines in it. There's none that I can just pull out the top of my head, but I remember a couple times I was like, that's a little silly.
Like, it didn't distract me from the movie.
No.
I felt like all the dialogue fit with it. This seemed like an indie thriller 2007.
Yeah, it's a little campy, but like it's excusable.
Yeah, I felt like it fit with the theme.
Yeah.
Worst actress for Lindsay Lohan as Aubrey Fleming, and she tied with Lindsay Lohan as Dakota Moss. I honestly thought that she would be a lot worse than she was.
Yeah, I think some of her deliveries were a little not but for the most part, I mean, she was okay.
Yeah, I didn't hate the performance.
No, I think she did both roles okay. She probably did the bright and cheery side a little better.
Yeah, every time. Oh, really? Because I preferred her as
really?
Wow, you're blue and I'm red, Jacob. Her bright and cheery stuff. Like, anytime Aubrey was on screen, I was like, am I just watching a Disney Channel movie?
That's true, but that's probably why I liked it more, is because I was like, oh, I know Lindsay Lohan in this role. Like, she's doing a Lindsay Lohan Disney Channel movie.
But I don't know. I didn't mind her performance.
No, I didn't mind it. I've seen much worse acting in horror movies, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Throw up the clip from the first Saw where the guy smokes a cigarette and pretends to be poisoned.
Worst director, we kind of talked about Chris Sivertson. We talked about him a little bit, about how he wanted to be stylized and it didn't work.
He wasn't a great director for this. Like, no. I think, if anything, he had too many ideas that he kind of wanted in this, and they kind of just, like, compounded into, like, just a visual mess a lot of the time.
You know what? Good on him for trying.
Yeah, honestly, I'd prefer that to, like, Gigli, where everything is
just
like
plain, boring,
right?
No style. Listen, I've never seen a movie like this before, and I probably never will again.
Yeah, like, I'm not recommending this in any way.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate that someone, like, had an idea. You could clearly see that there was some sort of inspiration to it, and if anything, it just needed to be pulled back.
Yeah. And then, worst picture.
All right, what was it nominated against?
Norbit, I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, Daddy Day Camp, and Bratz. You a big fan of the Bratz movie?
No. So most of those, I think, would be worse. This just seemed like very middle of the road horror to me.
Yeah, so this movie has gained a cult following in years since its release, and I can see it. I can see people unironically liking this movie. I don't think this movie's good, but I don't think it's bad.
No.
Like, I could probably sit down and watch this again. Versus like Bratz, I don't ever want to watch that movie in my life. I have no desire. I know we'll probably revisit it, but I don't want to.
Yeah, Bratz sounds like a gross idea for a movie. I know I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry is pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's super homophobic.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's 2007.
I know. That was funny back then.
Yeah.
I Know Who Killed Me is not the worst at all.
Absolutely not.
No. I wish the mystery was a little bit better, but...
nothing really pulled me out of the movie.
No.
Cool.
You
want to rank these?
Sure.
Okay, let's start with Best Made.
I would put it below Battlefield Earth and above Catwoman.
Really?
Where would you put it?
I was going to put it above Battlefield Earth.
I'm okay with that. Really, the only thing that, in terms of Best Made, that put it below Battlefield Earth for me was, like, the production design was really good design in Battlefield Earth, whereas this... In her room, she has like a million lamps, and I couldn't, like, every time that they were in her room, I could count like 5 lamps that were on in every single shot.
Yeah.
Just no matter what corner of the room it was pointing towards, I was like, there's too many lamps.
Yeah, I see that.
That's such a mild nitpick. If you want to put it above Battlefield Earth, that's totally fine.
Well, my only thing is that they're both very stylized, and Battlefield Earth stylization was gross. And the stylization in this one wasn't bad, but it was intriguing. And like I said, I respect the guy for trying something new, not let's tilt the camera and turn it green.
Yeah.
You know? So.
I get you. Yeah, I'm totally cool with that.
And then most entertaining, I'd put this above Battlefield Earth and below Catwoman.
I would too. I wouldn't say I was super entertained, but I was definitely intrigued by this movie for sure.
Whereas Battlefield Earth just... I was over it in 10 minutes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so I Know Who Killed Me. I'd recommend it to people who like horror.
Yeah, it's fine. It's something that I could see my parents enjoying.
Tristan, what are we watching next week? Well, I'll tell you, Jacob.
Tristan, what are we watching next week?
Well, I'll tell you, Jacob. Next week, we are watching the classic, horrible, romantic comedy starring Mike Myers in what I believe is like one of the last major movies he was ever in, The Love Guru.
Ooh,
I am excited, but like I've never heard that this is ironically good. I've only heard that it's just bad.
Nice.
So,
I'm hyped.
I think we're in for a time. This movie wasn't really funny. I can't think of any end bit to really sink my teeth into.
Nope, me either. See you next week.